Module 9 is a macro, and a macro is a named set of instructions written in Visual Basic that performs tasks automatically in a specified order. You can create macros to automate Excel tasks that you perform frequently. Even though we don't have to know Visual Basic, that's what the language that this coding all gets created in. So you don't need to worry about that. Here's a couple things. You give a macro a name. You kind of got to plan out your what you want it to do first of all. And so what we're going to do is going to put the word total here and then do a sum of B5 through B8 and putting that actual total right there in B9. Um, there are several things you need to know about a macro first. Macros are what a lot of hackers use to send viruses. And so many email packages and things like that block macros. Macro is not something that's turned on right at the very beginning. You may have to go into Excel and do the steps on 9-4 in order to get a macro to work. And so I'm going to click on the File tab. I already have mine, but I'm going to click on the File tab and then Options and then Customize Ribbon and the Developer checkbox over here. You need to make sure that's on. I already have mine on, but you probably have to do that. And I'm going to choose OK. In the Developer, so that added this ribbon. And now I'm going to go to Macro Security, and mine's already turned on. You may have to do this. Enable all macros. Once again, it says not recommended. Potentially dangerous code can run. Well, we're creating a macro for this problem, so we are enabling that. Now, to talk about the macro, like I said, we are going to record it, which is on down here. I'm going to put the word total, and then I'm going to do a sum right there. So I'm going to hit the record macro button. Wants me to give it a name. You cannot have any spaces. It's all got to be ran together. I'm just going to call it add total. And you can give it shortcut keys if you want to, not worried about that. This workbook and description, adding total by Dave. I'm putting that right now. Okay. And now I'm going to go to A9. It's recording everything that I'm doing right now. Typing the word total. I'm going to go right here, go up to home, do a sum, and hit the check mark there for that. It did it, and I am going to go ahead and go back to the developer and stop recording. So now I am going to go ahead and delete everything out that I typed in. And I'm going to go ahead and go to macros, and I've got one here called add total. I'm going to run it, and when I click that, it automatically did it. And so this is for things that you do repetitively is when you would want to do a macro. We can also add a button to it. So let me go ahead and delete those out again. And I'm going to add a button by going to Insert, Illustrations, Shapes, and choose a rectangle. And I'm going to draw a rectangle right here. And I'm going to type the word add total. And then back on home, I'm going to center it up, down in the button. Got that done. I'm going to right click on it and assign a macro. I'm assigning the add total macro to it, choosing OK. I'm going to click off so my handles are off, and I'm going to go up and click on it, and that button now does that macro. And so there is a lot of other things you can edit. We can do other items on here, but please pay attention here, and I'll put it in the narrative as well, or in the